Hello everyone, James from Junkyard Fox here, and I wanted to let you guys know on a challenge that I'm going to be participating in pretty soon entitled Operation Survival. Now, Operation Survival was thought up by my buddy Gabe up in Hawaii. He has a channel called H.I.S Survival. If you haven't seen it, check it out. He's over there in Hawaii, so it's jungles and, coastal regions, a completely different world from my dry desert. So anyways, Gabe thought up of this concept where we're going to take 3 YouTube channels from different parts of the country and we're going to make a 24-hour survival simulation. So what we're going to do is just, it's open to interpretation, it's open to, for us to be creative, the 3 different channels, on how we're going to get in a survival situation, given whether it's an environmental situation, a tornado, or a zombie apocalypse, whatever the case may be. And we're going to get into the thick of it, find ways to, get fire, purify water, whatever the basic needs for survival, and then get out of the situation, be rescued or rescue yourself out of it. So the 3 channels participating in it for this season is going to be, once again, Gabe in H.I.S Survival over in the jungles of Hawaii. I myself, James over here in the windy, dry deserts of West Texas, and Jacob from Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and he's in the woodlands of Kentucky. So 3 different environments. And that leaves it open for us to not only be entertaining with our stories, but at the same time, there's a lot of skills being shown. Different methods. What works in the jungle obviously isn't going to work out here in the desert. So just, it's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of skills being shown. Now, to make the challenge more interesting is that we're not going to be doing it. So obviously we all have YouTube channels involving bushcraft and self-reliance and gear reviews. So we obviously enjoy the genre, enjoy the pastime of being outdoors. So just to make things interesting, each of us are going to take a volunteer, a student, if you will, and we're going to give them a crash course. Now, these people are going to be most likely, not very well versed in the outdoors. They're going to be something of outdoors rookies, city slickers. So it just makes things a little bit more interesting. And hopefully they're paying attention, and they're the ones who are going to be doing the survival situation. So that'll be really cool. I think that really adds a little extra element. Okay, so other than that, I want to give a big shout out, big thank you to our sponsors. Now, Bark River Knives is providing the cutting tools. So all 3 of the volunteers are going to have a different Bark River knife to use as their cutting tool for that simulation. One Tigress is providing the ponchos, so that's going to be, your cover element, your shelter element. So all 3 of us are going to have the same one. And then Dragonfire Tinderbox is going to be providing our fire kits. And each of us are going to have different ways to make fire for our environment. So, for example, on mine, I received matches. So my student better get those damn matches and get a fire going. And it's really windy out here all the time. So, he's got to learn to, get a really good tinder bundle, make sure it's nice and dry, and get it going. So at the end of the challenge, our videos are going to be judged by several other YouTube channels. And they're going to judge on the skills being used, the ingenuity, how entertaining the video is going to be. And there's not going to be really any reward for us other than bragging rights. Probably, a couple of extra subscribers. And after the end of the shoot, after the end of the videos, you, the viewer, have a chance to win the Bark River knives used. So once again, there's 3 different knives being used in this challenge. Afterwards, these are going to be given away. So this is the knife that I got. And this is the Bark River Knives Classic Drop Point Hunter right here. This is what my student's going to be using out here in the desert for his simulation. And one of you could win this knife. So this comes in a very handsome black leather sheath. Now this one I noticed does not have a magnet on it, the way the other 2 Bark River knives that I've reviewed before had. Okay, but it's a really nice little leather sheath. Now the overall length of this blade is 8.4 inches overall. The blade length is 3.7 inches with a thickness of 0.156. The weight is 4.8 ounces. It is A2 steel, flat 90-degree spine, of course, with the convex grind, full tang. And the handles are made out of African blackwood with stainless steel bolsters. So this is the knife that, once again, my student's going to be using. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is make a quick first impressions video on this knife, or just a quick first impressions opinion on this blade. I normally don't do first impressions, not really my style. I rather, use it for a couple of weeks, whatever I'm reviewing, just so I can get an overall opinion on it. However, because I'm not going to be using this knife personally, I really can't make that review. So, just to whet your appetites, quick first impressions on this. It looks very handsome. It looks like it was such a gentlemanly knife. Something you wear, a night out on the town. Very luxurious, especially with those African blackwood scales. Now, of course, like all bark rivers, it is razor sharp. It is a slicer. I'm being careful not to cut my fingers here. So definitely a knife that you could use for everyday carry. Not too big, not too small. .90-degree spine. Now, I'm not going to make a fire because it's extremely windy out here and I don't want to risk, catching all this dead grass on fire and then, we get a felony or something. So, just to test this out. I'm not sure if the camera got that. I know it is very bright, it is early morning, but the 90-degree spine does work. And we better hurry because the winds are picking up. We're going to get a sandstorm out here pretty soon. So anyways, this is a really nice knife. Once again, very great for everyday carry. And out here in the desert, you don't need some large chopping blade as opposed to, somewhere in the woodlands or the jungle. This is just good enough as long as it can process game and it can do some wood carving to make some traps, stuff like that. Hollow out a cactus pad to make a container. This is going to work very well. Okay, so once again, my first impressions, it's a bark river knife. It's going to be excellent, and once again, you can win this blade. Okay, so that was just a quick announcement, guys. Now, we're still weeks away from filming that, so it's going to take some time, but be sure you're sub to all 3 channels, H.I.S Survival, Prepper's Bunker Outdoors, and Junkyard Fox, so you can look at all the 3 different scenarios. It's going to be really fun. We want to be very entertaining, but at the same time show different skills from different environments. And there is going to be some following seasons as well, so hopefully there's still some more changes. I would like to see Alaska in there. That would be really cool. So once again, also, you have a chance to win a different bark river knife. There's going to be 3 given away, so once again, be sure you're sub to all 3 of them, all 3 channels, so you can have a chance. Okay, and that's about it. So that was just a quick announcement, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys are excited for it. I know I am. And I'll see you guys next week with another video. Now go outside and get your boots dirty.